Start talking.
Hey guys, so welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're returning. Today we are at Seaworld San Antonio, so I'm super excited. Last week we posted a walkthrough of Aquatica, but this week the Seaworld side of the park has been opened, which is the theme park side if you've never been. I wanted to go over some parking things with you guys before. When you have an annual pass to SeaWorld, you can choose from a couple different options. Some of them come with preferred parking in the front, some of them don't. You can always pay extra for it. So we have preferred parking, so we got an up-close parking pass when we came in. But I also wanted to talk about this general information card that everybody gets with their parking pass. Basically, it's saying that reservations are required before you come to the park, so they're not selling any tickets at the entrance. And also masks are required. So I will put this up so you guys can read it a little bit more closely. But at the end it says, thank you and have a whale of a day, which I think is wonderful. So we are going to put our masks on and we're going to go in the park and see what kind of a whale of a day we're going to have. While we're walking in, I wanted to mention that SeaWorld is doing socially distanced parking. So when we pulled into the preferred parking, the attendant said we are going to be parking every 2 spaces. And so far it looks like most people are abiding by that. It's a little bit tricky. Some people are not. I think also people are leaving though, so it's making it a little bit hard for people to figure out what's going on. Okay guys, so walking up, I wanted to point out where we are. The parking lot is just behind us here, so it's actually a really close walk. And we're walking up to the entrance of SeaWorld, so this is where the ticket booths are, and then you can see some Aquatica slides way up here. And then this white tent that we're coming up to is where we need to get our temperatures checked. So we have our masks on, we're good to go. We're gonna go to get our temperatures checked and then we will see you back inside the park. So we are in the tent. We're gonna follow all these people to get our temperatures checked. Everybody has to have their masks on. But I wanted to point out all of these gates that we have to walk through are helping everybody socially distance, which is really nice. And there are markers throughout the entire thing, as well as hand sanitizer on every end cap, which is pretty cool. So we just came out of the white tent behind me. That was our temperature screening. I wanted to make note at the entrance of all of the directional arrows to follow. So when we come into the entrance, we have all these little arrows to follow on the ground, which is really nice. We have some hand sanitizer here and then also some entrance signs. So we are heading into security and bag check. And then we will finally be through the security process and into SeaWorld.
Our first day.
For our first day since they've opened. All right guys, so we just came through the big archway here, and I wanted to mention that outside of the security, which you can see right over here is the bag check line and the metal detectors, there was a staff member asking us which park we were going to today, Aquatica or SeaWorld. And also mentioning the mask rules. So the masks are to be worn above the nose and covering the mouth at all times. But she did mention that on the maps there are 17 different places where we can take the masks off, which is really cool. We are heading into SeaWorld side of the park now. I wanted to show these signs here, so they're in both English and Spanish. Face coverings are required, physical distancing, washing your hands. There are modified seating and capacity limitations on the rides, and then contactless payment is encouraged, so not using cash. So we've actually heard several complaints from our friends in Orlando about their system at SeaWorld Orlando and their openings of SeaWorld Parks and Busch Gardens, and how those were just really terrible with people not wearing their masks, not socially distancing, etc. So it doesn't actually look like it's SeaWorld's problem that people are not following the rules. It just kind of looks like that is unfortunately just kind of what the guests are doing. But actually here in San Antonio, everybody looks to be socially distanced and standing on their markers. And the fact that it took us 3 different checkpoints where people were making sure that we were wearing our masks and being socially distant just to get into SeaWorld Park makes me feel pretty good about how the rest of the day is gonna go. Okay, so the real main attraction today that we are looking forward to is seeing what's going on with the brand new Texas Stingray roller coaster here at SeaWorld. It is the tallest and fastest wooden coaster in Texas. But actually more so what I want to point out is these people's faces on this promo sign, which are really incredible. So I really hope that I look exactly like this woman while I'm riding it, and I'm sure I will because I'm terrified.
Sea lion show coming up, and initially I thought it may have been closed, but you can definitely see those social distancing markers on the floor. So I don't know, we'll definitely try to see if we can try to squeeze in this show.
I wanted to highlight what one of these 17 face covering relaxation zones look like. So there's one directly to the left of the Sesame Street Bay of Play. So that's where your kids are gonna go to enjoy a lot of Sesame Street things. I think a lot of things are closed in there right now, but there are some rides operating. This is what our face covering relaxation zones look like, which means that you don't have to have your mask on in here. Okay guys, so since we are in our designated face covering relaxation zone, we can take our mask off. It is super hot here right now. We are in Texas in the summertime, so my face is already sweating, but it's to keep everybody safe. So I'll take it because it got us back into SeaWorld Park, which we really, really missed. But I wanted to highlight this specific face covering relaxation zone. Now, it is a little bit cloudy today. This has a ton of trees. There are some playgrounds back here, which are closed right now because they are high touch areas. But again, this is right next to the Sesame Street Bay of Play. And then also you can see the Sea Star Theater right over here, where they have some Sesame Street shows for a day, it looks like right now. I wanted to highlight something cool that SeaWorld parks do for adults. So if you notice, this is in a face covering relaxation zone that we're going into. This is actually a beer garden. So there is a bar back here with like frozen margaritas, beer on tap, and then you can also see some roller coasters behind us. I'm not gonna go in there because people are currently eating, but I thought I would highlight that for the adults. And that's actually right down the way from the second relaxation zone that we were just at. Again, the staff member at the front of the park said that there were 17 different ones, so keep an eye out for all of those. Here's the menu for this lakeside beer patio. So definitely lots of choices. You can also get bottled water and bottled sodas here. Next up on our list is going to the Steel Eel. Okay, Tyler, you're gonna go on the Steel Eel?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it, can't you tell?
Tyler's really excited.
All right.
He's gonna go on this. He's gonna get a really good point of view for you guys because I am terrified. So I will not go on this, not yet. steel eel right behind me, you can see. So Tyler's probably on that one, which is why I'm not, because that drop is absolutely terrifying to me. However, I wanted to point out some things to you guys while we are waiting. So right now the park is currently open 10 to 5 on weekdays and 10 to 9 on weekends. However, starting on June 29th, it will be closed Mondays and Wednesdays. So again, 10 to 5 any weekdays and 10 to 9 on the weekends, except for Monday and Wednesdays, which it will be closed until August 10th. And then starting August 10th, it will be closed Monday through Friday and only open seasonally Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 9. So that is something that you guys should know if you're coming to visit this summer after August 10th. There are some ticket deals going on right now, especially because of this situation when everybody has been in lockdown for a couple months. SeaWorld is offering quite a few ticket deals as well as pass holder deals. So definitely before you come, check out the website for those ticket deals. There are some pretty sweet ones. They do offer military discounts as well as discounts for AAA members. If you guys belong to either of those organizations or if you're a veteran, definitely call and get your discounts. I wanted to let you guys know that bottles of water and single serve snacks can be brought into this park, but not any other food. So you can't bring your picnic table, you can't bring your coolers in here with your sandwiches or anything like that, but you can bring bottles of water, and you also can bring single serve snacks as well. Also, if you guys are traveling this summer, you're probably driving, maybe less of you are flying, but if you are traveling and you have your pets with you, this SeaWorld does have pet kennels available for free. They're outdoor covered kennels and they're not staffed, so you do need to drop your pets off, and they do offer locks, so you can lock your pets securely and make sure that nobody's gonna take them. But you do need to provide food or blankets or anything like that. All SeaWorld provides for the pets is a bowl and a hose to get water for them. And they do suggest that you come out of the park several times a day and just check on your pet, make sure they're not getting too hot, because again, it is summertime in Texas. But keep a lookout, because I will be doing a video all on bringing your pets to SeaWorld and a park like this and what it entails and what the best way to do it is. I always think this is a super cool view. So right in front of us, the purple and yellow is the steel eel. Behind it, in the blue going over the water, is the SeaWorld Rescue Coaster. And we are going to be riding the SeaWorld Rescue Coaster next, which is pretty much the only coaster here that I ride because I'm a big baby. You can also see the Texas Stingray way in the background back there. And we're going to be riding next for the very first time. So there are lockers over here for you while you're on the wave breaker, which is actually right up here. So we're gonna go on this. So the lockers are $2 for 1 hour, but you can also, I don't think you can really see this, you can also rent them for all day as well. So it's $9, and then you can also transfer your locker from ride to ride. I also wanted to mention this is right next to Rescue, which is this gift shop of the wave breaker. They have entry and exit points. The doors are propped open on the other side over here, which means that you, as you're entering, don't have to touch the doors, which is really nice. There is hand sanitizer outside, as well as a face covering message. So we are going to go on the wave breaker right now with our masks on, and we're gonna see how they hold up. You do have to wear masks on this ride, so hopefully they don't fly off. If they do, we'll be buying another one. SeaWorld does have masks for sale.
All right, training. Looks like you've been assigned a sea lion rescue mission. Are you ready?
get the Great White right here. This is a pretty good premier coaster for SeaWorld. We're actually gonna make our way over to the Texas Stingray. This is the new premier coaster that SeaWorld as a company has been raving about. So really excited for that, and we're to show that in just a moment.
Relaxation zone right in front of the wave breaker back here, and it's really important for me to talk about. Some of you might know, some of you probably don't know, that I am a zookeeper, so SeaWorld is really near and dear to my heart as far as animal care goes. And I wanted you guys to know that even though SeaWorld has been closed during this lockdown, they've actually rescued 63 animals during this lockdown period without their parks being open. So SeaWorld is still doing the work that they're doing. They have rescued 63 animals from the wild, and they have released 33 back into the wild. So mostly manatees, ocean life, things like that, which is really, really cool. So shout out to SeaWorld, keep doing a great job. So Sea Lion High is starting in 5 minutes. We're gonna go see what it looks like with the social distancing. So every second row is closed. And almost everyone is wearing their masks. A couple people have taken it off.
Practicing social distancing, we remain committed to ensure the health and safety of our animals, ambassadors, and of course you, as guests. We kindly ask that at the conclusion of our performance, that you all remain seated. Our student council ambassadors will be dismissing each seating section in a safe and timely manner. Thank you. Go this way. Oh, green flag. We gotta stay close. Did he go that way? Oh, he didn't go anywhere. What are we supposed to be doing? Looking for that otter. Come on. All right, Seymour. Have you seen that little fella? He's not over here. Over there? No.
Oh, yeah, you know what that otter is. See, I gotta totally tell you what it is right now.
Well, take SeaWorld ambassadors, with their lovely yellow flags, will be dismissing each section in a safe and timely manner, row by row. We will be getting right here in the middle. Now everyone here on my side, you will be exiting right down and towards our sea line viewing.
So we just watched the Sea Lion High show, which I highly recommend. Very, very cool. Lots of really cool training, lots of really cool animals. There are sea lions, there are otters. Really, really cool. It's really high energy, really great for kids, but you do get splashed a lot. So if you sit in those splash zones, expect to be splashed, especially in the summer. What I noticed about the social distancing was actually really cool. So I showed you guys that they were seating only every other row in the entire theater, which was really nice. They also, surprisingly, had a staff member coming around during the show to remind people to put their masks on and put them up and over their nose and mouth. So that was really, really neat. The exit procedures were actually really cool. They had everybody sit down and then they kind of released you by sections, and they sent one section down and one section up and out of the stadium, which was great. So that was their way to prevent overcrowding. Good job, SeaWorld. I don't think we have any problems like the Orlando SeaWorld had. I haven't seen any of those here. This is not as big of a park as Orlando is, but I still definitely think SeaWorld has definitely worked out the kinks of this reopening for sure. And here at San Antonio, we actually feel so safe here. There's a ton of families, but everyone is wearing their masks. Everyone is socially distanced. Really good job. We're having a great day. Well, the sun is so bright. We're still here at SeaWorld. I think I'm just never gonna leave. I had a really good day. We rode some roller coasters, saw some animals, ate a pretzel on a stick. I think that about sums it up for our first day at SeaWorld's reopening. I'll probably just sleep here now.